Hello, my name is Quirrell Brooks, and I will be discussing infinitives today. This is in partial completion to the course ENG 361, Section 2, Introduction to Linguistics or Linguistics Online. Super excited to cover exactly the role of infinitives that they play in sentences and sentence structure, literature, and just in daily conversation altogether. So let's go ahead and get started. So to start, we'll just go over a little outline of what we'll cover today. So firstly, we will look at what infinitives are. What is the definition of infinitives? What do they do? What sort of roles do they cover in sentence structure, in conversation altogether? So what are infinitives essentially? And then we'll be covering some examples of these infinitives in sentences. And we'll also practice locating infinitives altogether, and the rest we can cover later on. So let's go ahead and start with what are infinitives. So we have a couple different definitions from some different grammars. The first one from Colin is she describes it as the base form of the verb, a present tense form, of course, usually expressed with to. And that's very important because the to is the marker of the infinitive. So marker of the infinitive. And she even says this, which is called the infinitive marker. Now, some other people might refer to the infinitive marker as the infinitive to, as Greenbaum says here in her definition. And now the to infinitive, it can function, the infinitive altogether can function adverbially, adjectively, and normally. But that won't be really the discussion today. We're going to be looking at the infinitive in terms of non-finite verbs. But let's look at the Greenbaum definition here. The infinitive has the base form of the verb. Very essential here, the base form of the verb. It may be preceded, there's that key word, may be preceded by the infinitive to. And then we also have the bare infinitive, this is probably one that many people have not heard of, the bare infinitive. And the best way to describe these is in Brenton and Brenton's grammar of English. The to infinitive, they say, is the non-finite form of the verb consisting of to plus the base form of the verb. Now, the bare infinitive, on the other hand, is pretty much like the to infinitive, but without the infinitive marker or the infinitive marker. So the non-finite verb form consisting of the base form of the verb. So to put this into action, let's just write out a few. So we have to plus a verb, the base form of a verb. So we could say to plus eat. Now this would constitute as a to infinitive. And then we could just say eat, and this would very well constitute just the bare infinitive, meaning that it is without the infinitive marker. So let's go ahead and put it simply. Infinitives are simply verbs, and we can say non-definite or non-infinite, non-finite verbs preceded by to. So non-finite verbs, make sure that's a very key and important one there. Non-finite verbs that are preceded by to. And notice this sometimes, always that rule with grammar that it sometimes is the case, but not always. They can also, here's the rule, they can be expressed as a bare infinitive without to. These are simply the bases of the non-finite verbs. So essentially the simple verbs, so eat, run, they do not express a sense of tense. There is no sense of tense present with these non-finite verbs, which is why they are so, they express the infinitive idea. So with that said, let's look at some examples. For the to infinitives, we have I wanted to succeed. So to succeed, there is that to infinitive idea, the infinitive marker, the infinitive marker right there, the to. They began to laugh. I have a paper to write before class. And then the bare infinitives are a little harder to come by, but they are most certainly there. Notice this sentence consists of two verbs. I made him bathe. A lot of people might be rush to this verb as the bare infinitive, but that's not the case. And you know this primarily based on if to functions in front of the verb. To made simply does not fit the infinitive idea. To made does not express an infinitive idea, because this it expresses a sense of tense. There is a sense of tense present with the word made. But with bathe, to bathe is indeed an infinitive marker. No doubt there. If you can put to in front of it and it makes sense, then you most likely have an infinitive present with you. So let's look at some other examples. So I want to eat. There's our infinitive right there. To finish this project. I want to hear the music. Bare infinitives. Look, we have two verbs present here. I made and heard. But none of these, to heard, to made, does not make sense. But to laugh, I made him laugh. I heard him cry, to cry. I heard him sing. These can be expressed with the to in front of it. So you can always locate a bare infinitive in that way. And two infinitives are pretty intuitive upon looking at them. So, time to practice. Let's look at some practice for this. So, locate the infinitives in the following sentences. Please let me go to sleep. And this next one is kind of tricky. There's a lot of twos in here. There's three twos. Two. I am too tired to go to the concert. Notice this does not constitute as an infinitive. It doesn't constitute as an infinitive in this sense because it's not modifying the verb. It is not preceding a verb. Rather, it's preceding a phrase. So this would be our infinitive in this case. Please fill in the blanks with the correct infinitives. These are pretty intuitive. I love to eat breakfast. Nothing else makes sense in this sentence. I want to go eat at the restaurant. To go, to eat. These are infinitives, no doubt. Please identify whether the sentence contains a bare or full infinitive. I want to learn. Absolutely, this we can see as a full infinitive. It is not just the verb alone, the non-finite verb alone, but it has the infinitive marker with it. So this would indeed be a full infinitive. I must be going now. So I must be going now. And notice we can express this as to be. And this we have as the bare infinitive for be. So this is bare infinitive. So just look there. There are the correct answers. Check yourself to make sure that you had that correct. And yes, I would like you all just to look at some of the works cited, review some of the grammars that were used for this. In part for these grammars is what we have today as this presentation. And finally, I would like to thank you for joining me on this little short dive on what infinitives are and what they are in sentences altogether. So thank you.